Morning. These are your Nassau Guardian highlights for Tuesday, March 31st, 2026, brought to you by Your Daily Bahamas Headlines, especially for people on the go and those who are visually impaired. Leading the news today, gas prices are rising across the Bahamas, with at least one major fuel retailer increasing prices at the pump by just over $1. Officials from the Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association say the increase is tied to rising global oil prices driven by tensions in the Middle East. Vice President Vasco Bastian said diesel prices are also expected to increase starting Wednesday. He noted that government intervention helped prevent prices from climbing even higher, warning that without that action, gas could have reached more than $8 per gallon. The increase is expected to affect transportation costs and the price of goods across the country. Also making headlines, Chief Passport Officer Nicholas Simonet says suspected cases of passport fraud are increasing by the day as investigations continue. His comments follow concerns raised in Parliament that more than 70 people may have obtained Bahamian passports fraudulently, with some of those individuals reportedly appearing on the voters' register. Simonet said authorities are reviewing cases and working to identify and address any irregularities. As the country awaits a formal announcement of the general election date, the Parliamentary Registration Department says it is expanding capacity at voter registration sites nationwide. Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson said additional teams have been assigned to satellite locations and separate lines will be created for verification and new registrations to help process voters more efficiently. Registration is expected to end once Parliament is dissolved, which could happen when the House meets again on April 8th. In health news, the Ministry of Health and Wellness says the new National Reference Laboratory in Oaksfield is on track to open by the end of May. The nearly $2 million facility will expand the country's ability to test for infectious diseases and conduct genetic sequencing to monitor viruses such as COVID-19 and dengue. Officials say the lab will strengthen national health surveillance and improve the country's ability to respond to public health threats. Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville confirmed that some payments are still owed to doctors participating in the National Health Insurance Program. Physicians had previously raised concerns that payments were months behind. Darville said the government is working with the Ministry of Finance to resolve outstanding payments and develop strategies to prevent delays in the future. Officials are also examining ways to improve ambulance response times on family islands after concerns about delays. The issue resurfaced after a fatal incident in Exuma, where relatives reported waiting nearly an hour for an ambulance. Darville said the government is reviewing logistics and considering placing more than one ambulance on large islands while continuing to train additional emergency medical technicians. Turning to the editorial is headlined, "The Heat is On." The newspaper says that with Parliament now prorogued and the country anticipating a general election, political activity is intensifying. The editorial suggests that neither the Progressive Liberal Party nor the Free National Movement currently appears to have overwhelming momentum. It argues that while both parties are positioning themselves strongly, the national mood remains uncertain, and voters may still be weighing their options as the election approaches. Now to the letters to the editor. The first letter is titled "Fixed Election Dates and the Bahamian Constitutional Framework." The writer argues that truly fixed election dates may not work well within the Bahamas' Westminster system of government, which allows Parliament to be dissolved when a government loses the confidence of the House. The second letter is titled "An Undecided Voter: My Direct Challenge to the Leadership in the Bahamas." The writer expresses frustration with political leadership and calls for greater transparency, accountability, and the full implementation of freedom of information laws to restore public trust. And those are your Nassau Guardian highlights for Tuesday, March 31st, 2026, brought to you by Your Daily Bahamas Headlines. For the full stories and many more, be sure to purchase a copy of today's Nassau Guardian or visit their website to read the complete reports and additional coverage. As the saying goes, an informed nation is a stronger nation. Enjoy your day, be blessed, and be a blessing.